Okay.
Well, on today's show, we have Mr. Sean Wolfington. Sean, thank you so much for taking the time and chatting with me.
Thank you, Jacob.
Yeah, so we are here to talk about your brand new movie, City of Dreams. Recently got a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It's being praised for the strong performances and an amazing story. It's basically part two, I guess, of Sound of Freedom, which was an incredible movie about child trafficking. Um, so give us an update before you tell us about the movie. Give us an update. It came out a few days ago. How's it been doing in the theaters?
Great. So, hey, thank you for having me, Jacob. Yes, so City of Dreams is a powerful and inspiring story about a Mexican boy who had a dream of being a soccer star. And unfortunately, that dream was shattered and became a nightmare when he was kidnapped, smuggled across the border, and sold to a sweatshop in downtown Los Angeles, where he was held captive under armed guard.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as I'm sure you know, there's 12 million innocent children who are victims of modern day slavery today. This is a story about one of them who had the courage to fight back, to battle his captors, to liberate not only himself, but the other children from the brutal grasp of slavery. And it is our hope that when people see this movie, they're so moved by this kid's courage that they are inspired to join the fight, for these innocent kids, because it is unbelievable. It's the fastest growing criminal enterprise in the world, and it's a $150 billion industry. So it's our hope that this movie reaches millions and mobilizes those people to stand against these trafficking cartels so we can protect and save these innocent kids.
Yeah. Yeah, it's this question I'm asking. It's a rhetorical question, but you guys, I believe it's on your website. But you say 500,000 children poured over the border in the past several years. 300,000 have disappeared. Where are they, and who's hiding them? That to think about that's staggering. That's unbelievable to think that 300,000 are unaccounted for, and who knows what's going on with them.
No, it's unimaginable if one child is missing,
Yeah.
and this is a story about one child who went missing, and hopefully it'll help everybody personalize and realize how real this is. I just did a search the other day in ChatGPT, and I said, please share with me the most recent child trafficking arrests and situations in the month of August. There was over 20 in the month of August in small town USA from east to west. So it's a very real issue. I'm very grateful that Mo, the writer and the director of this movie, made such a powerful film. It's wildly entertaining. But more importantly, it has the power to change and save kids' lives.
Yeah. Now, what drew you to this story? Obviously, you've been in filmmaking a while. What drew you to this City of Dream?
Like Sound of Freedom, we recognize that child trafficking is, if not number one, amongst the biggest crimes against humanity. It's this threat to our children's innocence. So once you see it, it's hard to turn your back. But this particular story is really impressive because it doesn't just showcase how child trafficking is happening. It shows how it's happening right here in America, right in our backyard. And not just kids are being exploited for sex, but also labor. And so that's one of the reasons. The second reason is how powerful and unpredictable and intense the story is. In the end, you have to tell an entertaining story. And it's even more important if you've got a mission that matters, like this one does. And Mo just did an unbelievable job directing. He's got this all-star cast. The lead actor, who a lot of people are saying deserves an Oscar, it's his first feature film, which is a testament to directing. But the cinematography, was led by someone who worked on Roma. The score was done by Lisa Gerard, which was second to none. She did Gladiator. And what's really beautiful is to see how so many extraordinary filmmakers and leaders, came together to create such a inspirational and powerful film.
Now, we talked about this before we record, Sean. Why do you think this is getting shadow banned? Why do you think posts are being hidden? obviously this message needs to be out there. And I don't understand why people are so, I don't know, just they act like it's not happening, or they just sweep it under the rug, or, you know, without getting too political, but just so many people, just, yeah, it's happening, but we're not going to do anything about it. We're not going to solve this problem. We're not going to try to help solve this issue. So why do you think that's happening? And why do you think it's going on with this film?
What I would say, this is definitely not a political issue. This is just a human issue.
Absolutely.
And anyone who politics ahead of kids, I don't know what to say to them. I mean, whether you're left or you're right, protecting the innocence of our children should be right in the center of what matters to every decent human.
Yeah.
It's not even a bipartisan issue. It's nonpartisan.
Right.
Protecting, saving kids, whether they're children of Democrats or Republicans, should be job one. And so that's number one. Number two, I am grateful because of so many of the world leaders and celebrities that have rallied behind the movie's mission to raise awareness about these 12 million children who are enslaved today. It's been very challenging because a lot of these celebrities have contacted us complaining that when they're posting on Instagram and or Facebook, that the posts related to City of Dreams are reaching a small fraction of the posts that are not about City of Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And it clearly is that Mark Zuckerberg or Instagram is looking to impede these leaders' efforts to raise awareness about child trafficking. I think the problem is probably their algorithms are misconstruing content that's aimed to combat trafficking with content that is involved with trafficking. I would just hope that if anybody knows anyone on Instagram, that they invite them to join us in this fight. People like Tony Robbins and Mike Tyson and Sylvester Stallone and Mira Sorvino and Vivek Ramaswamy. So many leaders, Luis Fonsi and Prince Royce, who are lending their voice to the children who don't have one. It's our hope that Instagram would amplify that voice so we could raise even more awareness, because that'll just protect and save more kids.
Yeah. Now, I remember sitting in the theater when Sound of Freedom came out, and at the end, Jim Caviezel gets on there and he does a pay it forward, where you scan the barcode and you pay for other people's tickets, and are able to pay it forward, with other people seeing the film. And we got to bless. We paid for a few more tickets, and I just remember after the movie, as soon as the movie was over, the silence that was in the theater, and it was just the silence of like convicting, just like, wow, we need to do more about this. This is an issue. And so when people watch City of Dreams, Sean, what do you hope and pray that people will do after watching this film?
Well, what you just described, I was speaking with Jim Caviezel, and the week before Sound of Freedom came out, we had dinner, and we quietly admitted to each other that we sensed in our spirit like something big was happening. And he said, the last time I felt this was the Passion of Christ. And I remember at the end of that movie, people would just sit still through the whole credits.
Yeah.
And we found something similar to that with Sound of Freedom, and no question the same is happening with Cities of Dreams, because it's a lot to digest. And it's funny because you focus on music, and when Linda Perry saw the movie, she was so moved that within a day or two, she wrote a song. And the creator of the most streamed song in history, Despacito, is an artist or a superstar, 5-time Grammy-winning artist, Luis Fonsi. When he saw the movie, he was moved, and he ended up singing the song that at least Linda Perry had written. And what's beautiful about that song at the end of City of Dreams is it provides a hope and a healing that only music can. Yeah. After a powerful and inspiring movie that, definitely keeps you on the edge of your seat. And it's nice because this was a way that music and movies could collaborate, to gang up on people's heart and hopefully inspire them to join our army of love, and to fight for the freedom of these innocent children.
Yeah, that's good. Well, will there be any more of these kinds of stories, films, that you guys will be releasing in the near future?
Yeah, so for me, the only kind of movies that I ever want to be a part of are movies that move people,
Sure.
in a deep and better direction. And it's our hope that not only in City of Dreams, but in every movie I'm involved with, that it certainly entertains. Because if you don't do that, it's hard to do anything else. But also inspires people, to want to love more, judge less, do the right thing in everything they do, have faith, hope, and love, for their creator and for others, and to live a life of consequence, to fulfill the mission that they were created for. And that's the films that have affected me the most, have impacted me in that way. And that's what our hope is, that, if we can be used as an instrument,
Sure.
whether it be to make a movie, and to tie in music, the two together are a great combination, to not just entertain people, but impact them.
Exactly. Well, Sean, we're going to switch gears just for a moment. What we like to do with first-time guests as yourself, our listeners and viewers love this segment, and they just kind of get to know you a little more, what you're about, and it's just a rapid fire thing we just call favorite things. So I'll just give you a subject, and you give me your favorite thing in that category. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. The first one, Sean, what is your favorite food?
Wow. Favorite food? Ice cream.
Ice cream. All right.
Ice cream. Ice cream for ice cream.
Exactly. Do you have a favorite movie of all time?
Schindler's List, About Time, and The Passion.
Okay. Nice. Is there a show that you like to watch?
My favorite TV show is Ted Lasso.
Oh, love that show. And there's a lot of rumors right now there's going to be a new season. So
that would be amazing.
Yes.
A friend of mine hosted their wrap party, and I had the privilege of just being in town and going to the wrap party dinner of my favorite show.
Yeah.
And the people on the show had so much chemistry with each other. I could see how they were able to create, that much joy on the set, because it was real. And I think that it's a brilliantly made show that's entertaining, but also
Absolutely.
impactful, which is the kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yeah, me and my wife, we watched it. We binged all the episodes within 2 weeks. I mean, there wasn't many seasons, but oh my gosh, it was so awesome. We love that show.
The best. The best. It's witty, funny, heartfelt, soulful.
I was telling someone, I said, it's like The Office, but with drama, like with serious drama, Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite musical artist of all time?
Oh, that's a very difficult one. Some of my dear friends are artists. So to me, Alejandro Sanz, Luis Fonsi, Jewel, Ed Sheeran, Kanye, Ye, as they know him. Not all of his songs, but a lot of them. They are some of them.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite thing to do outside of doing movies?
I love being with my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
And I like to be, alone as well in silence. I enjoy stillness.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite podcast that you listen to?
I don't. I have been engaging podcasts intermittently, but I haven't become a regular podcaster. My mom is addicted to podcasts. That's all she does is podcasts.
Yeah.
But so far, not. But iHeart's got a huge platform, and they have a huge heart for helping children from trafficking. So I do appreciate all the iHeart podcasts for that reason.
Sure. Well, what is next for you, and how can our viewers and our listeners keep up with you?
Well, they can keep up with me. First, they can keep up with the movie by going to cityofdreamsmovie.com. And there they can, if they want, join the fight. We've got a battle plan for everyone if they want to learn how they can use the movie to raise awareness about this issue. There's also a resource page that was built by A21, an anti-trafficking organization that have provided some practical best practices and tips. As far as how you can follow me, you can follow me on Instagram. I am at Sean Wolfington, spelled Sean, Wolfington, as well as Facebook. And as far as what's next for me, my formula in life is do what's right now and trust God for the rest. Sure. So what's next for me is being with you. Yeah. I trust that God will lead me to wherever he wants me to go. And I'm excited. Can't wait to get there, but don't want to run ahead. I want to enjoy our time.
Yeah. Well, to wrap up, I'd like to see if you'd be willing to share something that God's been doing in your life recently that would help build our viewers and our listeners' faith.
Well, I always want to be the fastest person I know to apologize and to forgive. Because I'm broken and I realize everyone I deal with is broken. No one's perfect. So I'm dependent on forgiveness. So I want to give it freely to others that are as well. And, I mess up just like they do. So I want to be really good at saying I'm sorry. So I've been trying to just get faster at that. I made a pact with my wife. Let's try to help each other become faster. And I'm sorry and I forgive you. So that's one thing. Second, with my children, I have decided I want to implement this 3-part program. And I applied baseball's analogy. First base is I want to be present. Not on my phone, not in my head, but in the moment. Second, I want to be patient. They're not perfect, neither am I. I just want to be as patient with them as God has been with me. And then third, I want to be positive. The world's beating the crap out of them. And so are a lot of the thoughts in their own head. So I want to get the pom-poms out when they get home from wherever they are, whether they're young or they're old. And I want to be the chief encouragement officer. I want to tell them the truth, do it with, the same gentleness and kindness and compassion that God does with me.
Yeah, it's good. Sean, thank you so much for chatting with me. City of Dreams. The movie is out now. Go to cityofdreamsmovie.com. I'm assuming there's a place where you can pay it forward on there to pay for people's tickets. Is that on there?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
On the website, there is. Sorry about that. Yeah. If you want to restate
awesome.
that.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it, Jacob.